The curse of the wicked king who married his daughters. In the heart of a vast kingdom in present-day Ghana, there ruled a king named Nana Kwaku Bosompem. His name alone sent shivers down the spines of his people. He was a man of ambition, a king whose hunger for power was insatiable. Despite his wealth, his warriors, and his fortified kingdom, he was never satisfied. He wanted to conquer all lands far and near, to have his name spoken in fear across the rivers and forests. One night, under the dim glow of torches in the royal palace, he summoned the kingdom's chief priest, Okomfo Kwamena, a man whose whispers held the weight of life and death.
Tell me, Okomfo, how can I conquer every land? My eyes see. I want to be feared beyond the rivers and mountains.
The priest, draped in white, swayed as he cast his sacred cowrie shells onto the ground. The room grew silent. Even the crickets in the night seemed to hush as Okomfo Kwamena's voice thundered through the palace. He declared,
Nana Bosompem, the gods demand a sacrifice, a life close to your soul. Your wife must be given to the spirits, and they shall bless you with victory.
The king's heart pounded, but not with fear, only with cruel determination. His wife, Queen Yaa Serwaa, had been his companion since his youth, the mother of his children. But love was a weakness he had long abandoned. He called upon his warriors and gave the order. The queen was taken to the sacred forest, weeping, and left over the forest to die. The palace drums pounded like a grieving heart as the executioners performed their grim task. Her cries pierced the night, but the king did not flinch. He sat upon his golden throne, awaiting the gods' favor. Days passed, weeks turned to months, but no land fell before him. Frustration gnawed at him like a wild beast. He stormed into the shrine of Okomfo Kwamena, his eyes burning with rage.
So deceived me. I sacrificed my beloved wife, yet no land bows before me.
The priest, now afraid for his own life, quickly devised another lie.
Your daughters hold the key to the conquest. If you marry them, your kingdom will stretch beyond the horizon.
Mad with desperation, the king did the unthinkable. He summoned his own daughters, Abena, Achiaa, and Afia Tutuwaa, and took them as wives. The kingdom fell into silent horror. Mothers clutched their children, fearful of what the king would do next. The palace, once filled with laughter and music, grew cold, heavy with sorrow. But still, no land fell before him. The king's patience ran thin. He stormed into the shrine once more, his voice echoing off the walls.
Okomfo, you are running out of time. My enemies still stand.
The priest, now a slave to his own lies, offered another sinister prophecy.
If you sleep with the queen mothers of every land, your seed will take root, and those lands will be yours by blood.
Blinded by greed, Nana Bosompem set out on his most shameful quest. He crossed borders, entering the palaces of neighboring lands, seducing and forcing himself upon the queen mothers. Some he tricked, others he took by force. He believed that with each child he bore in a foreign land, his grip over that kingdom would tighten. But instead of uniting the lands, he sowed seeds of hatred and revenge. The whispers of his sins carried across the forest, from village to village. The people began to despise him, their hearts heavy with resentment. These are some of the queen mothers and their sons. Queen Mother Serwaa, the strategist. Nana Bosompem had deceived her with words as smooth as river stones. She had believed in his false promises of unity and peace, only to find herself used and discarded. Her son, Prince Akoto, was raised in the shadow of a man he had never met, knowing only the shame of his mother's sorrow. Queen Mother Ekuya Abena, the warrior's wrath. She had been taken by force when Nana Bosompem warriors stormed her palace, but from that night of terror she bore a son, Prince Amoatea, a fierce warrior raised with vengeance in his heart. His mother whispered into his ears every night, telling him that his true father was not Nana Bosompem, the warrior who take back what he deserves. Queen Mother Adeola, the deceived prophetess, Nana Bosompem had come to her disguised as a priest, whispering of a divine child who would unite the kingdoms. When she realized she had been tricked, her heart turned to stone. She raised Prince Partey not as a son of Nana Bosompem, but as a sword forged for his downfall. Queen Mother Dufi, the silent storm, unlike the others, she had not fought him. She had played along, hiding her rage behind sweet words and smiles. But in secret, she trained her son, Prince Osei Yao, in the art of deception. He would strike when the time was right. Queen Mother Nomvula, Zulu Kingdom, the unbreakable, Nana Bosompem had thought he could steal her power in the dead of night. But she was Zulu born of warriors, molded by storms. She raised Prince Kwaku Frimpong to be more than just a warrior. He would not only fight, he would destroy. Years passed, and the weight of Nana Bosompem's wickedness began to settle. The sons and daughters he left behind in foreign palaces grew into warriors, their hearts filled with rage for the father who had betrayed their mothers. The queen mothers suffered in silence, their hearts burning with hatred. But hatred alone was not enough. They knew that to strike a beast like Nana Bosompem, they would need patience, unity, and fire. The 5 sons and their mothers were brought together in secret. They trained, they plotted, they waited. One night, beneath the great baobab tree, they gathered in secret. Among them stood Abena, Achiaa, and Afia Tutuwaa, the daughters he had once called wives. Abena Achiaa declared, her voice fierce,
"Our father has ruled with wickedness for a long time. We must end this."
They raised their swords to the moon, their oaths carried by the wind. They vowed to put an end to the reign of the wicked king. The night air was thick with the scent of war. A storm brewed in the heavens as the forgotten children stormed the palace gates, their cries shaking the ground. The guards, weary of their master's cruelty, did not fight back. They stepped aside, allowing justice to pass. The king stood at the palace steps, his sword gleaming under the moonlight. Seated upon his golden throne, Nana Bosompem looked upon his 5 sons with pride. He declared,
You are my blood, the heirs to my empire. Now, sell your loyalty to me.
But the sons did not kneel. One by one they stepped forward, not as obedient princes and princesses, but as warriors. He was old now, but his arrogance remained.
You dare rise against me. I am your father. I am your king.
But his children saw neither a father nor a ruler, only a monster. Prince Amoatea unsheathed his blade.
The blood you shed cries for vengeance.
Prince Akoto lifted his staff.
Your lies end today.
Princess Afia Tutuwaa smirked.
Did you truly believe we would be yours?
And finally, Princess Abena Achiaa, the deadliest of them all, stepped forward.
You will not die a king. You will die alone.
The battle was swift and merciless. Abena Achiaa, once forced into submission, struck the final blow. As Nana Bosompem fell to the ground, he looked up at the sky, gasping. The gods he had worshipped had abandoned him. The tyrant fell by the hands of his own blood. His empire crumbled before his eyes, and he realized too late that his power had never been real. His throne was reduced to ashes, his empire was shattered, and the 5 kingdoms, once his prey, were finally free and as the sun set on his broken reign, the Queen Mother stood side by side, watching as the flames consumed everything he had built. For generations, the tale of Nana Kwaku Bosompem was told not as one of glory, but as a warning. Power gained through betrayal and cruelty will always crumble. The wicked king was no more. His kingdom, once ruled by fear, now breathed with relief. His daughters and the forgotten children took leadership, bringing peace and justice to the land. The palace was cleansed, its sins buried beneath the soil, and a new era of wisdom began. The elders of the land ensured that the tale of Nana Kwaku Bosompem would never be forgotten. It was passed down through generations as a warning against greed, wickedness, and the abuse of power. Power without wisdom is destruction. A king who rules with cruelty shall never know peace, and the land, once shadowed by tyranny, flourished in the hands of those who had earned it.
Thank you for your support. We encourage you to stay tuned for more educational and entertaining content. We truly appreciate having you as part of our amazing channel. Please consider subscribing and sharing with your colleagues. Your support means so much to us.